Good morning, team. So I'm just showing you guys something that I wanted to make sure that we had all seen at least once. When you go in to create a data factory, one of the options that you have when you create a data factory is you can talk about your integration to either Azure DevOps or GitHub. Now, there's plenty of ways to do this via third party, but just natively for Microsoft. I'm putting in my GitHub account. I've created a repo called bobrap and then /mod3-openhack. Then I've got a /master and a /root. And then as I go next, I'm going to go ahead and tag this. And this is just going to be the customer. And I'm going to say the customer is delete by September 22nd. And then I'm going to go ahead and review and create. And so I passed the validation. I'm going to go ahead and create this. By the way, I run a little script that's looking for delete by, so I don't end up with a big bill. So welcome back, bobrap. And it says in the data factory here. And if you haven't before, it's kind of fun to watch this while the deployment is happening. Now the deployment is complete. And so when we look at the data factory, we have a bunch of sort of things that we can do here, but as we recall, author and monitor is right there in the center. And that's a place that we spend a fair bit of time in the data factory. So we're in the Azure Data Factory, and we've connected ourselves to our GitHub repository, and I've looked over here, and here's my branches. Now, there's nothing going on here in my in this directory, except I've just got my initial commit at 5:19, actually at 5:13 a.m., and the Azure Data Factory has taken a while to spin up here, and so. The reason I want to show you this is we have to flip between these two kind of lenses, the Azure Data Factory and GitHub. And if you're not comfortable with Git, there's actually a really good starting tutorial. And the big thing to realize with how we deal with stuff in GitHub is about watching and unwatching. And then really when we look at things like actions, right? We have things like deployments and security and all that stuff. We have to think about how we do those things from a release point of view, maybe a little bit differently than we did. So it's going to go ahead and say log into GitHub, and I'm going to authorize my Azure Data Factory. Oh, it says I didn't put read permissions on the account. Okay, so it's always good. And when we go into permissions here, when we go into security, I don't think I gave everybody security permissions, right? So that's probably worth spending a little bit of time on this morning before we all get back together. And I hope we have a great day together. Thanks, everybody, and I'll see you in the lab. So.